Right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Thai Talk with Dan, the channel where we share all about your Thailand stories. And today we've got a corker of a story. We've not had one like this for a while, but this guy has fell in love with a bar girl and he's even gone to the village. And what is in this story will be a shock to most of you, but to most veterans, it probably won't. Let's see what you think about today's Thailand story. Hello, Dan. I've been watching you for quite a few months. Before I even went to Thailand, I was watching you. My story isn't unique. It's probably going to turn out like most of your stories, but you be the judge.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Now, it started last January 2025. Myself and my son and brother went on a trip to Pattaya. We stayed at a pool villa in the Jomtien area. I'd been to Thailand 2 times before, in 2018 and in 2003. In 2018, I was married and I decided to take my wife to Phuket, Krabi, Koh Samui and the Phi Phi Islands. Great experience going married, completely different experience. Now, let's get back onto my story. Before going to Thailand, I showed all the YouTube videos to my son and brother so they were informed about the Pattaya lady scene. From freelancer to bar girls were all discussed. We arrived in Bangkok 11 p.m. at night and I booked a hotel for us all near the airport. The next day, we are going to get a taxi to the pool villa in Pattaya. Now, we loved Bangkok. We walked around Sukhumvit, checked out all the weed shops, and my brother and my son got really stoned in Bangkok that day. I don't smoke weed, but I still had fun watching them get totally stoned in Bangkok. Now, let me get to my story. The first 3 days, we just walked around Pattaya Beach and ate a lot of food. We drank quite a few beers down near Mike's shopping mall. We decided to go out for barbecue. They call it Mugata. It was down in Rompo Market. There's a lot of bars in this area also. So, after the Mugata, we were walking toward the bars. The girls are all outside yelling the same words, "Welcome car." There was many looking at us, asking to come to their bar. We decided to sit down at one of these bars, not mentioning the bar's name. I met my girl at this bar. My brother and my son both were also sitting with beautiful Thai girls. So, to jump right into this story, my girlfriend's name is which means in Thai, fat. She's anything but fat. She is small, maybe 5'2", but beautiful eyes and smile and perfectly white teeth. Now, she said she was 27 years old. Anyway, the compliments were heard that night. Handsome man, sexy man. Now, she didn't speak English very much, and we mostly used Google Translate. Nonetheless, we talked a lot, and she ended up getting totally drunk the first night we met. I didn't bar fine her, and I went home alone that night. Now, the mama-san of the bar told me to come back the next night since Pui was completely drunk and going back to her room for the night. I accepted this and said, okay, I will consider this if I'm not busy. My brother and son also went home alone. So, the very next day at around 7 p.m, I decided that I wanted to see Pui again. So I proceeded back to the Rompo Market bar area in Jomtien. As soon as I started walking toward the bar that Pui was working in, she immediately seen me and came over to me and hugged me and sawadee cat me. Or people like to say, why me? Now Puri was so sorry she got drunk and that she offered to buy me a drink. I accepted this offer and we spent every day from this day on together. I would bar fine her for the night, every night. Usually only 500 baht because she would make me stay there until 11 to 12 a.m. Sometimes a little bit longer. I was informed about the 10,000 baht bar fine where they no longer go back to the bar and she stays with me in the pool villa for my entire vacation. Now I did end up paying the 10,000 baht payment to buy her out. She asked me before I did that if I wanted her to quit her job and go back home to her Isan village where she has 2 kids, 1 boy and 1 girl. She claimed she only worked in the bar for 3 months in total and that she was a construction worker before doing that for many years all around Thailand. I really wasn't sure if she was telling me the truth. However, I mostly considered her honest and sincere. Again, she didn't speak much English, so her story could be fairly true, but I'm not that gullible. The proof is in the pudding. So, my brother and son went back home to Canada and I decided to stay for an extra 2 weeks, for a total of 5 weeks in Thailand. I rented another pool villa really close to the Rompo market. We stayed for another week in Pattaya, but I wanted out of there. We stopped going to the bar and just went out together for nice dinners and walks around Jomtien Beach. It was decided that we would go to her village and I would meet her family. And guys, it was my idea, not hers. I just wanted to travel and have fun and meet people. So I then decided to rent a car and drive from Bangkok to her village near Bong Kong Long. This would take 2 days to get there as I wasn't very used to driving on Thai highways and roads. Plus, getting used to driving on the opposite side of the road. This did take some time to get used to, but eventually I started to make up the time. Soon we reached her village and her whole family came out to greet me and Puri went to buy beer and food. Obviously, I paid for everything. Now I accepted this kind of transactional thing between us. It wasn't a fortune and I could afford it. After all, I worked hard and saved many months for this trip, and I gave her an allowance every few days. I gave her 10,000 baht every few days. Now I know this was probably stupid, and most likely she would be doing this only for monetary gain. Again, I accepted this outcome. I really did accept that we would probably part ways and never see each other again after my vacation was finished. I really didn't plan anything. We did talk about me coming back to Thailand. I met her son, who was 10 years old and living with her father and brother on the same land. She has a house that was in an unfinished state. She showed it to me and explained what needed to be done on it. But we didn't stay at her family's house. We ended up getting a hotel. Her family live in very basic houses, a brick and mortar type housing with tin roofs, no aircon whatsoever. Now we stayed together for another 5 to 6 days more. In total, we were together for a total of almost 4 weeks. Now, it was time for me to go back home. I expected to drive back to Bangkok alone, but she insisted on coming all the way back to Bangkok and say goodbye to me on the day I fly back home. So that is what we did. We drove back to Bangkok, which takes 10 hours to drive back, and I did it in one day. We spent our last night together at a beautiful hotel and had a wonderful time together. Now, were there red flags at all during this time? There was many red flags and still are today. But we have been together now for 8 months and I have been back to Thailand already for another adventure. I just got back 2 weeks ago. I went for 3 weeks this time. I helped her finish her house and I went there to help her finish her kitchen and bathroom. She did most of the construction before I even went back. So I helped her finish the kitchen and the bathroom. So let's talk about the relationship. When I went home the first time, we text every day, twice a day, once in the morning, my time, which is her evening, and my night time, which is her morning time. We have spent every day on the phone, sometimes for hours and hours every day. Obviously I work, so I can't spend a lot of time when I'm working, but still a couple of hours every day. She love bombs me every day. Red flag, and says to me on video that she loves me and she wants to marry me. Now I truly believe that she does love me and really wants to spend the rest of her life with me. At the same time, I think she is doing this for her kids and for the money. Yes, I have been paying her a monthly salary of 50,000 baht per month. I also did buy her a gold necklace, a gold bracelet, a gold ring, of which cost me over 100,000 baht just in gold. I have calculated 50,000 times 5 equals 250,000. And when I went to Thailand the second time, I put over 215,000 baht into her account. So it looks very transactional and probably is what it looks like. I have given her probably over 500,000 Thai baht in the last 6 to 7 months. This doesn't include what I bought her on Lazada, probably another 200,000 Thai baht. TVs, appliances, kitchen cabinets, housewares, etc. Now, her family is very welcoming to me and I have an excellent relationship with her father and her brother. I like her mum too, but her mum doesn't come around too much and I rarely see her. I did see her for a few days when I arrived the last time and we went out for dinner and had some good conversations as Pui would do the translating for me. Not one family member has asked me for a penny.
I'll make it rain all day long.
Now, I have since learned some Thai. Not great, but at least I can greet and talk a little bit. Pui does the rest of the translating. I do know the numbers in Thai, how to calculate and how to say the words in Thai. It helps because I understand when they talk about money. So, I haven't mentioned my age during this story yet. I was 58 when we both met, and she was 27. And yes, I'm aware I'm twice her age. That is probably a huge red flag. I'm in good shape, I'm pretty fit and slim. I do take care of myself and dress fairly well. I would consider myself above average for looks, and I believe I look around 50 years old. I turned 59 in June 2025, and she turned 28 in June also. We share a birthday, only a few days apart from each other, so that's a first for me dating the same zodiac, Cancer. Now I'm a Cancer, so if you know anything about a Cancer, is we think too much and care too much, and we are scared of rejection. She shares the same personality traits as I do. We wear our heart on our sleeves, and she is no different. We have a lot in common, and we have a lot that we don't share. It's a learning curve for me, that's for sure. The language thing is a huge one. Her kids mean everything to her, and I respect that. She has a 5-year-old daughter, and she means the world to her. I will never mean more to her than her daughter. She really is very protective of the daughter, way more than her 10-year-old son. It's quite evident when she's super affectionate to her daughter, but not too much to her son. I'm not really sure what to make of that. I think daughters are a huge thing in Thai society. Isn't the whole sin sod dowry thing because of this? Now, I have also stated that I will not pay a sin sod or dowry for her since she has 2 children with 2 different Thai men. These 2 men, as far as I know, provide nothing for her kids. Unlike in Canada, they both would be paying a huge child support payment. But in Thailand, that just doesn't happen. Now, we do plan on getting married eventually, but there is no set date yet. But she has said many times she wants to marry me. I have said we will eventually. Now, I'm a control systems engineer. I make very good money and can afford to help her. I have already taken a full copy of her phone with her permission and passed through it all. She hasn't messaged any other men and hasn't lied about anything yet. I even recovered her deleted files and there wasn't anything I found that was concerning. She even gave her password as soon as we began to be serious. I really love her and her kids and her family. She wants to come to Canada, so I have applied for her visa recently. First application was denied. I have now applied the second time and I will apply a third time if needed. Now guys, I think I found a good Isan village girl. She doesn't dress sexy at all. Most of the time she dresses very conservative. We also do not share naked photos or share any kind of dodgy texts at all. Yes, we have had many nights together in bed and the aerobics is amazing. She says she is not your typical Thai lady. She is very shy and doesn't even strum the old bean. Now this kind of shocks me, but I'm not entirely surprised either. She is very conservative. Yes, we met in a bar in Pattaya. She said she hated it and was afraid of all foreign men. She also said she was with 6 men, bar fine, while working at the bar. I was the 6th. So, she says. Now I did find some text messages before we met that she messaged. These were obviously men she met at the bar before we met. I checked all dates and all messages and no naked photos and no dodgy texts. This I can confirm since I have a full copy of her phone on my computer. Now, we are currently on a line video chat marathon. We have been going straight for like 48 hours. Sometimes the language does get frustrating, but she does try to translate everything. Plus, I have a in-your-ear translator of my own, and sometimes I don't tell her I have the translator, and it translates her whole conversation with her family and friends. It's translated live in real time. She never talks bad about me. She always talks nice about me and even says very nice things, even though she thinks I can't understand what she is saying. Now, I have caught a couple of family members talk about me not too great, like he better have money or I wouldn't be with him. She immediately says to them that she loves me and age and money and being non-Thai doesn't matter and that she loves me deeply and will forever, no matter what. So, am I delusional and she is just taking me for a fool and this is her long game? We have spent a total of almost 8 weeks together and she never once had strange calls or text messages from any boyfriends or ex-boyfriends. She rarely ever speaks to her kids' fathers. They call once in a while to speak to their children, and that is it. I was there for one of those calls. Is there such thing as an honest bar girl? There's a saying, you can take the girl out of the bar, but you can't take the bar out of the girl. I have to say that I love this girl and I will be semi-retiring soon, maybe in a year or two, but will still work in Thailand when I retire. I will work remotely from home. I will pick up short contracts, 3-month and 6-month contracts. I'm very lucky to have a good career and make really good money. So, with my final words, I forgot to mention she can't have any other children. She got her tubes tied and she owns her own home. Plus, she owns 6 rai of land with 600 rubber trees for our future income. She says this to me a lot. I have verified the land and the home ownership. I will have a pension of approximately 50,000 baht per month, plus over 5 million Thai baht in savings. Am I living a dream or a nightmare? Now I hope to live 20 more years. I have told her this and she doesn't accept this timeline. She thinks I will live until she dies, which I know is false. She will start to cry if we talk about my mortality. So in closing, I hope this ends up being a happy ending, but I guess time will tell. I do love her very much, and maybe it's all false. If it is, she would win a Grammy for being the best actress in Thailand. Now, Dan, I just sent you a GoFundMe for £10 just because I think you're doing a great service for many men around the world. Thanks, Dan, for reading this story. It's not unique, it's even boring. So I wouldn't be offended if you didn't even read this online. I really hope she 100% loves me and it isn't only about the money. I hope. Cheers from Canada. Right, guys. Put your comments down below. Let us know what you think. I'm not going to say too much about this one, guys. I really don't want to. It's a long story and I don't want to prolong the video any longer. But if any man was to pay 50,000 baht to a woman that's got 2 children to 2 different fathers, they're all gonna bite your hand off. And more than likely, if you're spending money on gold and doing up the house and everything, you spent quite a lot of money. Why does she need to cheat? Why does she need to speak to other men? She's got everything that she could possibly want right now. And you're madly in love with her. You're providing for her. You're looking after her. You're looking after her. She's not having to spend every single day with you. That's when things can change. When you're being together every single day, 24 hours a day. Scary stuff. Guys, let us know what you think about this story down below in the comments. Now, if you've got your own Thailand story and you want to share it on the channel, then please get an email sent in to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com and we will share it on the channel. Apart from that, guys, in regards to my own situation, trying to get my son back in my life, guys, communication's not working between me and her mum, his mum, sorry. Nothing's working. I'm trying to be as honest and as humble as possible, but she seems to think I'm being tricky or doing something untowards. And I'm not. I'm just trying to make an agreement to not have these problems in the future. I want to make an agreement in terms of money and in terms of when I can have him, and then get the lawyers to draw it all up. Because in reality, I've been speaking to lawyers properly recently this week, and this could drag on for 4 to 8 months. And I know if it drags on for that long, the bond between me and my 4-year-old son, I don't think it's going to be good, guys. So I'm very worried about that. And I'm also very worried about the expense, because this could cost a fortune. And guys, I'm not rich, far from it. You know, I make enough money to survive and provide for my kid. And for me, I'm happy with that. But to have a legal battle just so I can have my son in my life and I've not even done anything wrong, yeah, it's not great. I mean, the money that I spent with lawyers and courts, I could like put it in a bank account for my son that he can't touch until he's 21 or 18 or whatever. You know, there's better things to spend money on, but it is what it is. Also, guys, my ex's YouTube channel, yeah, most of the subscribers have come from this channel, and people are really hitting her hard in the comments, and all this is going to do is provoke her, make her more angry, and make her more hate me and give me even more problems. So, guys, all I can ask is just leave her alone or unsubscribe or whatever. Just leave her be and let her get on with a channel. She probably wants to make money from it, etc. And it's just not helping anything, to be honest. But I appreciate that people have got my back and stuff, but it just doesn't make anything any better. And even the videos I do talking about the situation doesn't make anything any better, you know? It is what it is. I've not been in the right emotional state recently. I've said things on here that I probably shouldn't have said, and I've sent emails that I shouldn't have said. And oh, guys, when you've not seen your kid, when you spent your whole time being with your child from when they're born up until now, and now it's been 3.5 weeks where I haven't seen him, yeah, of course it's making me stir crazy. I'm struggling with it. But I just got to get on with it and keep making money, keep fighting on. Sue, yeah, for anybody that understands Thai, keep fighting and just keep paying for lawyers and try to get it sorted. I'm hoping that she will do things properly within the mediation process, but we will see. But guys, please email your stories in if you've got one, and please put your comments down below to give this guy some advice. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.